everybody. Good evening. Welcome to Reaching Out with Eddie. Well, my topic today is time for a new paradigm. A paradigm is a way of doing something like uh, we could say a formula or policy. And what we need now is we need a new policy shift. We need to do things differently. And of course, I took my notes and everything. And what we got to do, people, is that we really don't have to clean house. We really need something like term limits. We need term limits. We need age limits because I mean um, we're stuck now. A lot of you out there call yourself Republicans and you're just Republicans in name only. But Donald Trump, Colorado, who himself is really a Republican in name only. And you have so many people running for president of the United States in the Republican Party, and all of them talking about either voting for Trump, supporting Trump, or thinking that what's going on with him is a front upon democracy, and none of that is true. Uh, in other words, they're saying that they have one set of rules for Donald Trump and another set of rules for everybody else. Uh, the hegemony of America being this power that controlled everything, and they do that by putting certain peoples in power, and those people support the power structure and continue to do things in order to keep things the way they are. And it is time for change. And so the question that I want to ask you is that can we change? Can we change? Are we able to change? I say yes, we can change, but we're gonna have to clean house. We're gonna have to get rid of all the gatekeepers. And now you want to know who are the gatekeepers? Well, let's start on a local level. Well, how about we start on a national level since we're talking about Donald Trump? Well, your gatekeepers is actually the President of the United States, uh, um, the Senate, the House of Representatives, your different federal courts, your different federal court systems, including the United States Supreme Court. It appears that most of them, if not all of them, are on the take. They're not doing what needs to be done for us to be okay. If you look at it, it's always about money and power. Once you get money, you want power. Once you get power, then you want money. So it's always about money and power. It's never about the people. America has created chaos in the world since America been America. When they came into the Americas, they created chaos for the Native American. Look at them, among the smallest population in the world of Native Americans, and they used to be a very large and thriving population. So if you look at Iran, if you look at Iraq, when the Shah of Iran was uh, I guess, taken out of office when the Iranians rose up against the American installed Shah, and the same thing in the Philippines with the Marcos family. They were taken out and they had to basically protect themselves. And when Noriega stopped being American pansy, then they go in there and they put him in jail. See, these are the kind of things. Then you look at Kuwait, you look at Syria, you look at everywhere. You see where America's gone in and created chaos. Chaos, even in Afghanistan, America go there. They start this. So, is America really trying to promote democracy? And how about promoting democracy at home? America's not promoting democracy at home. You're talking about and the press is just a joke. It's hard to look at the news and know what. If you listen at the news and think they're telling you the truth, the only thing they're doing is manipulating you so that things will stay the same. Um, and so, yeah, so on a national level, your gatekeepers are your senators, your representatives. Oh, let's go on a state level. Again, now you're talking about the governor, lieutenant governor, your secretary of state, your Senate and your House of Representatives. Let's go on a county level. Well, now we're talking about your board of supervisors. You're talking about your justice of the peace, or you're talking about justice court judges. Both in the same thing, different title in different places. And so you're talking about the gatekeepers, people that are old and antiquated. The ideas are old, and you have what you call a deviation of the norm, where you will have some people that are not so old that are in those positions. But what good is for those people to be in those positions if they're gonna maintain status quo? Now I can tell you, Western Lindemann, and I'm gonna go to the city. Well, okay, who are the gatekeepers on the city level? Oh, well, you're talking about the mayor, you're talking about the city council, and you're talking about your different administrative officers. You're talking about the different people's in position, the different people's in position of authority. So you have what you call administrative heads. that's over Parks and Recreation, Public Works. These are your gatekeepers. The gatekeeper's job is designed to keep the citizens in the blind, to give you the information they want you to receive, but not the information that you need to receive. And now that I'm on a local level, I want to talk about, I think his name is McCullough. I gave his name last week. I didn't keep up with it. I could have Googled it, and you can. He's running for sheriff in Clark County. Now, he killed the white guy. He shot him in the back out. And understand it was a citizen fighting another citizen. He was not under the color of law, meaning that he was not under the shield of protection of his uh, uh, uniform because he was a police officer in Enterprise and the incident happened in Stonewall. WTOK talked about it once, and now you can Google either name, and nothing will come up about this murder, about this murderer that's running for sheriff in Clark County. There's no way, if the people knew the story, that they would allow for this man to be elected sheriff of Clark County. And what they're doing is they're not talking about it. By them not talking about it, they're trying to blind you and bamboozle you. But this guy here does not discriminate when he gonna kick somebody head in a bit. When you're talking about making him the sheriff of Clark County, you already had Ben Ivy and so many things that's wrong with Clark County. And Ben Ivy, who's been shopping police station, police department, sheriff department, started out in Lauderdale County and then went down to another county. Everywhere he goes, he's doing something to violate someone's right. And the system don't want to get rid of the Ben Ives or this McCullum because they have already put people in jail, perhaps under bogus testimony or people that they either did not like. And so now I bring it to myself. Me being charged with child pornography, sending, receiving, and possession. Folks, I'll tell you that I filed a nearly $50 million lawsuit against the city of Meridian, the Meridian Police Department, Rochester Anderson, Brandon Fireplace, Percy Bland, the ex-mayor of Meridian, Mississippi. Let's stop right there. This Bamba had the audacity to run for mayor again. He saw my son several weeks ago and told my son, and I'm going to quote my son, whether or not he said that he loved me, I doubt that very seriously, or that he missed me and for me to lighten up on him. I'm not going to lighten up on you, person. I'm not going to. I'm going to continue to expose you for the corrupt criminal that you are. You ran a criminal organization when you were sheriff, when you, I apologize, excuse me, folks, that was a tongue slip. When you were mayor of Meridian, Mississippi, you ran a criminal enterprise. You had to be in charge of everything. You had peoples in position of authority. I was embarrassed that you was the mayor of Meridian, Mississippi, or any city in the state of the United States, because you was an embarrassment to me as a black man. You embarrassed me, and you went and you had your organization, you had your police department to bring trumped up charges against me, Loretta Allen, Loretta Bennett, Lolo, y'all call her. You had them to do that to us because you wanted to silence us. We have what you call the Constitution guarantees us freedom of speech, but you wanted to shut us up. We wasn't lying on you. Folks, he didn't sue me for libel. I got to stop again because recently I was liable. I filed a lawsuit, my wife and I filed a lawsuit against her grandmother. Her grandmother libel, slandered me. She had an attorney by the name of George Spinks. An attorney has a duty before he signed any document or before he processed any document. He has a duty to look at the veracity or the validity of the facts that are being alleged about another person. And in this case, it was my wife's grandmother. She said I was a convict and I was arrested for distribution of child pornography. I'm not a convict, folks. I'm not. I'm not a convicted felon. I have never been arrested for distribution of child pornography. Now, I was arrested for possession, sending, and receiving child pornography. So bad, folks. So bad. This is on the person blame. So bad, that, so bad, so that I never had a case number. So my lawyer at that time, Joseph Denson, asked for a hearing before Judge Wright and asking that certain things be looked at and he reviewed certain things. So Judge Wright at that particular time could have dismissed those charges against me. No factual information at all, folks. But Judge Wright did do one thing. He ordered the city of Meridian in March of 2021, almost 3 months after I'm being charged, he ordered them to give me a preliminary hearing within 2 weeks, folks. Well, I imagine 2 weeks is like like in the Bible it says a day is like 1,000 years. But the city of Meridian must look at it like that because today I have not received that preliminary hearing. So here I'm charged with some very serious charges. No preliminary hearing. Ordered to do so by the circuit court, which is the senior court in Lauderdale County, and they did not do so under Percy Bland. Oh, hold up. So here I am. I got these three charges. My total bond is like about almost $300,000. I got to hire an attorney this time, and the next time. They kept messing with me and doing things to me, and more so to me than Low. But even Low to be charged now in the process of charging Lolo and myself. Uh, Almadine is the person that charged. Can you believe this, folks? This heifer charged her baby daddy. I'm the only baby daddy. She got two children. I am the only daddy that's in that child's life. The other child, dad, whoever he is not in that child's life. Claude Evans tried to do certain things, and she put charges on me like that, folks, and that's bad. You know, Tuba talking in my ear. He said, "Now, bro, I can't believe you sued your step grandmama, your step G mom." Well, yes, I did too, Bell, because she's wrong. I'm also, you better be glad I'm using the pen because that's what I do now. And I'm way more dangerous with the pen than I ever been with any kind of karate kick, punch, or weapon, or 2x4 upside the head. I'm way more, not saying I've done any of those things, but I can tell you that I'm way more dangerous with that pen because I'm a damn good paralegal. I'm very good. I understand the law. I know how to research the law. I know how to bring petitions together. And so I filed a lawsuit against her and Spinks. And so I got to go back and talk about this slander. Her grandmother did not, and I hope my wife don't tell me to shut up if you don't want me to say it because I'm finna say it. I know you're watching this thing, but my wife was pushed to the street at 17. This is the grandmother who's trying to take her daughter from her with a whole bunch of lies, folks. And then to say the things about me like it's a danger or threat for the child to be around me when her son is a convicted felon, both of them. She has two sons and two daughters. Both of them are convicted felons. She didn't raise any of them. Then one is currently doing time and is a registered sex offender. You can pull his name up. But to say that about me, and then for George Spinks, not a very good attorney. I gotta talk like Donald Trump. He's a horrible attorney, not very good at all. Don't even see how he passed the bar. For him to sign his name to a statement and file a frivolous lawsuit against me and my wife, and they was doing so under the cover of darkness. And when I'm saying that, to me, that they did so without making us aware, just so me being prudent and uh, me understand. I'm figuring things out, and then so it's cute. And we go down and we pull this file. We just run the name and we pull it. And the see this thing was filed on the 29th. Not a very good attorney. And the reason why I say that, he's 63 years old. I don't know how he look. Not a very good attorney because he filed a lawsuit against us and filed it on the 29th of July, if I'm not mistaken. She signed the affidavit, I think, in May or sometime. I don't know. Or it could have been either way for him. And then he got an address on there, and you go to that address, and that office is empty. He have another address online. You go to that in DeKalb, where he's from. He's probably, I'm told he's living in Cottageville. That's no longer his office. So you can tell he's not a very good attorney. Definitely not very good. So I am filing a defamation lawsuit against both of them, and also I'm going to put a bar complaint against him. Folks, I am tired. I'm so damn tired of people fucking with me. I'm so damn tired of people messing with me. Two best said, bro, we just said them. Well, you understand, folks, here's how I am. When you mess with my family, you mess with my children, you mess with anybody I love or anything I care about, you messing with me. And I'm so tired of y'all messing with me and my family till I'm fighting back now. So now I have filed one lawsuit against the city of Meridian, the Meridian Police Department, and Two Belly Mayor said, bro, you filed. Yeah, I did file against Chris Reed, but I voted for Ricky Roberts, and Ricky Roberts would have been his boss. Would Ricky Robert ran a sheriff department like Percy Bland ran his city? I think that no, he would not have. Otherwise, I would not have voted for him. Now, Ward Calhoun is the Republican nominee, and I'm going to vote for Ward Calhoun. There's no way I'm gonna vote for a Democrat for Sheriff of Lauderdale County, especially Gerald Johnson. No experience. Say he was had a security force somewhere. Why didn't he run for public office where that somewhere he is? Come back to Meridian. I don't even know. All I know is that you was a police officer and you weren't that good. Now you even though we grew up together, you were horrible. You came after us. You tried to hurt us. That's why you didn't last long. Too bad. We can actually get the actual story, but all that ain't important. We know the next sheriff of Lauderdale County will be Ward Calhoun. The next supervisor of Lauderdale County will be Wayman Newell. The numbers are not there for the Democrat. It's a dying relic of the past. There's no longer a viable organization. Yes, I said it. The NAACP, the Democratic Party, what's that? The Rainbow Coalition, whatever that is. Al Sharpton is on. All those things are just look. Folks, let me tell you something. I'm finna talk to y'all for a minute. I'm finna deviate from my script. Let me tell you something. I am going to run for, y'all finna shake you up. I'm going to run for city council, Meridian, Mississippi, Ward 4. I told Tyrone Johnson how he can be the next mayor of Meridian, Mississippi. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my plan into effect. I'm going to be the next city council person for Ward 4. I'm going to take the building that came back to me. I'm going to create a community center right there for young folk. I'm going to have pool tables in there for them to shoot pool. I'm going to have free Wi-Fi for them to come in there and sit down and be able to or either be outside. I'm going to have security guard there. Now, I'm not going to take any grant money from the state, from the county, from the city, or the United States. So you understand, folks. See, I don't want to become their hoe. I don't want to be able to come out and I want to keep my pride. I want to be able to control my organization. I want to be able to be viable in the community. See, if I was to let them prostitute me or I become their whore, if I become their whore, then what's going to happen then is that if I'm their whore, I have to do what the hell they tell me to do in the manner they want me to do it. And when I don't do what they want me to do, now the whores in the past got their head knocked off. They got beat. They got all kind of things happen to them. They still had to go out and get their pimp, their money. See, such as the Carter Foundation. Damn it, I'm going to call it like it is. Was the Carter Foundation became Carter Academy. My nephew's store right across the street now, he can no longer sell whiskey or cigarettes there because he lost his grandfather clause. But how about had Carter not changed it from a foundation to an academy, which is a school, and you cannot sell whiskey, cigarettes, medical marijuana, cannot distribute it there. You cannot grow it there within 1,000 feet of a school, a daycare, or a church. See how you redline the black community. See how since he was getting that money, he became their hoe. He had to do what they tell him to do. Oh, he don't put on. He used to be my size, folks. Yeah, he used to be my size. Look at me. I'm a small person. I don't mind letting you see it. He used to be my size. He ain't my size now because he's living on the fat of the land. Did I say land of man? Well, y'all know what I'm talking about. See, so that's not going to happen here. So I'm going to have volunteers in there for security. No, not everybody sold out, but when you get grant money, Al Sharpton sold out. Jesse Jackson sold out. When he tried to speak up about Bush, they shut him down. They exposed the fact that he had a baby somewhere, and here you are, a married man, a preacher without a church. Well, I think that's Al Sharpton, a preacher without a church. So you got to see they take on these titles so that you can revere them, so that you'll listen to them like there's somebody, but the churches themselves is a dying relic of the past. You can see it. You can see it. It's because that way does not work anymore. When you have people and the Republican Party, the rhinos, not the real Republicans, the rhinos are so corrupt and so bold. They are blatantly before your eyes supporting a man that have 91 charges against him. And look at WTOK, folks. I contacted WTOK through Nicholas Brooks, and he read back the statement to me that he gave to WTOK, informing them that once they vilified me in law, put our name out there, folks, you can Google our name now, and that stuff still comes up, but it doesn't come up that the charges against us have been dismissed. It does not come up that Lolo charges has been expunged off of her record, and for them to keep putting that up there is a form of slander, a form of defaming a person. But you got real news where a candidate that's running for sheriff in Clark County that's has killed another, he didn't kill a black man, he killed another white man. And they talked about it once, and now you can't find neither one of them name on it, or you can find that one guy name on there where his family had his funeral, and you can Google his name and their name. That man was this June the 30th. We ain't talking about 15 years ago too, Bill. We talking about June the 30th of this year. The candidate, while running for sheriff in Clark County, killed another innocent white man, shot him in the back and killed him because he had got whooped by him while he was not on duty, not doing his duty, not in his jurisdiction, but in another jurisdiction. Killed the white man. And the person that investigated, MBI, Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, investigated, was his classmate in the academy. So you see how they sweep things under the rug. So you end up with a criminal, a killer, like this guy that's running for sheriff in Clark County, end up being your sheriff. How do you think he's going to treat you? When he'll do that to a white man, what do you think he'll do to you, a black man? He ain't going to care. So yes, folks, I kind of like deviated from my script a little bit, but these are things that you need to hear. You know Amy Carter's the gatekeeper. She's a gatekeeper, but she's not the only one. Your city council, your mayors, they're gatekeepers. And I got to tell y'all this, folks. Y'all hear me talking about I'm going to support Jimmy Smith, but I'm going to tell you right now, Jimmy Smith, I know you're going to get this. Man, I've been promoting you. Between you and Percy, you're the best mayor. And I tell you, we're going to have a third candidate, and that's Tyrone Johnson, because there's no way in hell I'm going to vote for Jimmy Smith as long as Dustin Markham is the mayor. And folks, since I'm talking about Dustin Markham, let's talk about this corrupt police department in the city of Meridian. Now, I don't even know whether Jimmy Smith know it, or Deborah Young know it, or Dubose know it, but I'm finna tell you what they got. They have an informant. They have a snitch. His name is Deuce. Big old fat sellout ass nigga that's been a snitch for a long time, used to sell drugs to Howard Cole. And his form, how their name is the same. His name is Jermaine Cole. I'm told. Let me say what I'm told, because I don't want to say it. I could say I was watching him when Howard Cole pulled up there where he lived at over there off 26 and got it, but I didn't see that. Somebody else saw it. So allegedly provide I think what's that drug? Not the oxycodone, but the other one. Percocet, Loratab, and things like that. I think it's Loratab. But either way, you have police officers that was using drugs under Bland administration, and you had a judge that was too. But we ain't got to go into that. But I got to say this, is that Deuce called my son up from the police station while Robinson, his classmate, was there. Yes, I'm going to get the story. And he started talking about he's a drug dealer and all that kind of stuff. Now, folks, I got to tell y'all that my son was charged with aggravated assault. He ain't shot nobody. He ain't beat nobody in the head. He fought Deuce, and he whooped his ass. He beat him in front of everybody. Deuce went to his car to get a gun. When he went to get the gun, the people that was around him said, no, you're not going to do that. You got to fight me. He pointed at my son. He said, the next time I see you, let me stand up. The next time I see you, nigga, I'm going to kill you. And the next time he saw him, he tried to. But by Deuce being a former with the Marine Police Department, now they charged my son. Now, you understand, Deuce is a convict. How is it that a convict now can have a gun, not go to jail? Why is it that he haven't been charged? Now, this is what the detective told me. I heard him say it because I got in my son's shit. One thing, I got him for two reasons. One, you calling me from the damn police station. You calling me from them on their damn phone, and you calling my number. I don't want them to have my damn number because I don't trust them like that. But he called me, got me on speakerphone. I said, I don't care if he don't hear. I said, damn it, you didn't grow up like that. Folks, I'm paraphrasing now, but I'm going to tell you, I was pissed off. I said, you cooperate and sign a statement, folks, and this is something that y'all need to know. Yes, I went and got my damn son. I don't care what he did. I'm going to get him because he's my son. And I'm like that leprechaun. If one something ain't right with one, it ain't right with me. Yeah, too bad, Justin, bro. You sure got a lot on. And I love every last single one on them. And I tell you, you can't touch a one. I'm coming. Now, I can tell you that Dustin Markham did lower the bond, but my son should have never been charged. Somebody at some point in time, a damn judge gonna have to start being a damn judge and stop doing what the corrupt ass police officer tell them to do and start going by the law and sometimes go by your heart. But it's wrong to damn when you have mutual combatants, two people shooting at each other and you charge them with aggravated assault and ain't nobody shot. Ain't nobody shot. Nobody's hurt. Mississippi is a stand your ground state. You have a duty. If my brother had killed that fat bastard, they couldn't have done shit to him because he's a convict. Y'all look at the law. If you're a felon in the state of Mississippi and somebody kill you because you won or because they didn't feel their life, it ain't nothing, man. That's you get immunity. And I heard that today. My condolences to Michael Moore. Folks, I got to tell y'all is that I looked at, I'm not rambling. I had this superconductor in my head. I looked at the videos of the hearing where the killer, Miss Brown Moore, and no relation to him at all. Brown is her maiden name, so we're gonna say Miss Brown hyphen Moore, killed his son. 2 years later, she come to court. And folks, I watched that video, and Mike was asking me, he was telling me about immunity. Now, when they give you immunity, it's usually because you're gonna cooperate with the prosecution. But in the state of Georgia, if you kill someone and you get charged for a murder, then your lawyer can file a petition for immunity, and they have to have a hearing. During that hearing, they decide whether or not they're going to grant immunity. If they grant the immunity, the charges are dismissed and the person is released out on bond. Now the prosecution can appeal it, and in this case, they probably will. And so, but folks, it amazes me when I see the law work, and it perplexes the hell out of me when I see the law being abused and misused like it is in the state of Mississippi, especially that Meridian Police Department. And I have to say that, and they use the city court system. Folks, let me tell you something. A city court judge has to have a law degree. But it's not nothing. He's not elected by the people. He's appointed by the mayor of that city. So at the end of the day, Dustin Markham got that job today, but he ain't gonna have that damn job tomorrow. But he got about 2 more years, less than 2 years in office, because come 2024, 2025, that office gonna change. And Tyrone Johnson, if he implement the plan, will be the next mayor of Meridian. But it won't be Jimmy. Damn sure won't be Percy Brand with his crooked, corrupt ass. Now, if Tyrone Johnson ain't in a primary and it happen to be Percy Bland, if his crooked, corrupt ass do run, then Jimmy Smith gonna have to make a deal with me that he gonna change his city court judge. I don't care if he get a white one, yellow one, or a green one, as long as he get one that's not gonna single out people such as my son and come after my son because he's mad at me, not because I done anything to him, because some of his white folks don't like me. See, folks, that's the shit we got to get away from. People got their feeling on their sleeve and stuff. They stop going so much by the law, but whether or not they like you, are you popular? Do I like you? Oh, you don't like him? I mean, I'm talking about I used to have this man's cell phone number. I don't have it now. I deleted it when I saw what kind of nigga he was. Two bells, how can you talk? Is this how I feel? Hell, he know me. I appreciate it. I appreciate what his daddy did for me. I appreciate his daddy giving me a chance. But Dustin taking all my chances from me. And Dustin, you're going to get a letter from me. I'm going to send you a manila letter because you arrested me. You sent me to jail for 24 hours under no other reason but to just show me you could do it. Now, damn it, I'm going to make you pay for that damn one day because I'm going to file a lawsuit against your ass for putting me in jail before I got found guilty. You don't have no excuse because the alleged incident happened in August and you didn't, April, and you didn't send me to jail to June. The purpose of sending people overnight is that same concept when a person is drunk. They let him go to jail for 8 hours so that he can sober up and not either hurt himself or harm anyone else for his own protection. So when they send people to jail for 24 hours, the purpose of doing that is to protect the alleged victim so that people can have that cool down stage. Well, no, we talking about 2 months later. So the whole purpose of that wasn't no cool down. If the purpose of that was to show me, so now I'm finna show you. So I'm gonna sue, not the police department. I'm gonna sue the city of Meridian, the Meridian City Court, and Dustin Markham. I'm suing your ass and whoever signed the damn warrant. I don't care. But you the judge, you the head judge. You have what you call the judge pro tem. That's John Howard. He doing what you tell him to do. Or if you ain't doing what you tell me to do, you could have told him not to do that. And you talking about you don't want to sit over here with me. Yes, I know what I said to you. I think, yes, if I have to choose between two devils, I want the devil that's going to stab me with his pitchfork. I don't want the damn devil that's stabbing me with a pitchfork because the other devil is telling him to do it. Now, let me break this shit down so y'all can understand what I'm saying. When I was in the courtroom and they brought me up in there, I saw my son in orange, and I ain't like that shit. I can walk in orange in the middle of goddamn shit, any boulevard you want me to. And I'm gonna walk proudly because I am a proud black man and I done been through shit. But it don't make me feel good to see my son, any of them in orange, shackled with a chain going around his waist and chain on his feet. All them goddamn guns, you gotta do niggas like that. Niggas doing it to niggas. You got a nigga judge, but you ain't got no nigga prosecutor. You ain't got no nigga nothing in there. Only thing you got is the nigga judge. But you got the white folks and all these niggas around here with all kind of education and expertise. You got to surround them with goddamn they white slave master. If I'm going to get my ass beat, damn it, I want to get it beat by my mama, not no motherfucker down the street. Definitely not no white person. So yes, I said that, Dustin. I'm in fucking chains. I got a damn thing around my waist and shackle on my feet. Didn't have to be like that, but it was like that. I said that and I look you in your face and done that because I would prefer if you're going to do something to me, damn it, look me in my eyes and face and do it. I don't want you having your pro tem judge to do it like you did the last time. And so I had that shit moved up out of there because I don't trust neither one of you. I'm tired of dealing with y'all. Y'all don't mess with me too long. I don't even know why y'all mess with a nigga like me. I don't even understand Candace, mom. She know I know the law. Here, these people here don't even have a tenth of the money that I have or the resources. And they mess with me. I ain't no scary man. I ain't scared to go to jail or hell. Damn it, and I know how to send people to either one of them. No, that is not a threat. I'm just telling you, I'm a veteran. Hell, I was a infantry. I was trained to kill all kind of ways. I shoot a gun so damn straight, I can got to do. I'm talking about, you think Billy the Kid of them kick like what you see on TV? My children can attest to it. I am just that good with shooting a gun. I can shoot a gun so good, rifle, but I was trained in the military on how. Man, I'm telling you, man, this stuff is so perplexing and it pisses me the hell off. And so messing with my family, messing with me. So I'm going to run for city council in Meridian. Don't y'all start pulling that residential shit because I hadn't been here a year yet. And I'm going to take my ass back down that way. I never moved my residency. I just moved to a safe place because I was in fear of my life. Now you too back there said, bro, you ought to go on with that. Hey, look here. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. I was in fear of my life. So I moved up out of there so that I can, out of sight, out of mind. I'm tired of, as long as you're around a road, a city where they use the police department in order to generate funds, and they do that, especially in Meridian, Mississippi. The whole purpose of that city court is to put money in the general budget. You're going to get found guilty up in there. I don't care how a person try to make like they're fair and all that shit. At the end of the day, they're not fair. I got to say this is that I said this before. Never messing anybody more connected than you are. I'm connected. Powerful. Ain't got no damn sense. More resourceful. Too bad just said, bro, you already got the phone and you ain't set up yet. So I'm gonna stop right there. Certain people you just shouldn't mess with. But folks, I'm going to look at my notes now because I kind of like got a little upset. So I'm calming back down. And so I do want to point this out, is that the Meridian Police Department charged my son with aggravated assault by shooting at a felon that was shooting at him, had threatened to shoot him and kill him in front of witness. And the felon, Jermaine Cole, has not been charged yet. That's a snitch. Y'all know, y'all hear me saying that? That's their snitch. So he can have a gun and he can do what he want to do. See, that's the kind of shit we got to get away from. My son should have never been charged. My son graduated from high school, Macadora High School, went to Meridian MCC, an A student, doesn't have a felony record. Does not have a felony record. But if they got anything to do with it in the Meridian, my son gonna have one. If I got anything to do with it, he ain't. Because I'm gonna use all the king horses, all the king men. I'm gonna use everything, and I have in my entire contact group to keep that from happening, folks. That's how I love. I ain't finna let nothing happen. Folks, it's time to be out with the old and in with the new. It's time for us to get a new paradigm. It's time for us to get the uneducated fools out of politics. And the reason why I say that is that we do have that. We have a lot of uneducated people that are in, we have a lot of uneducated people that are in power, that are in position. Did you know in order to be coroner in the state of Mississippi, you don't have to have a college degree, no medical degree or anything? So now I'm understanding. And now, I know Rita Jack's very educated and she's qualified for that position. And if I ain't mistaken, I think the white lady is, but the current coroner does not have a college education. And that's what's wrong with the state of Mississippi, that you have people that are not qualified to be in the position that they're in. If you have a person that doesn't have a college degree, he's not going to advocate it. He or she is not going to advocate education, and they're not going to do anything. They're not going to create a situation where they themselves will lose their job. And we got to get away from passing this shit to my son, passing this shit to my niece, passing this shit to whomever I select for that position. And then the voters are, I'm not going to say you're uninformed, you're hypnotized, you're blindly following the leader, and the leaders are not leading you into nothing but to put your money into that deposit slip and taking money. They have raped this community. We don't have any. Meridian is in bad shape. We can turn Meridian around. If we put somebody like Tyrone Johnson in there or some other young person in there, we can turn things around. We got to get them old folks out of it. Person Bland was a young person, but he was a young, corrupt person running a criminal enterprise. Fed ain't got no business investigating any of the mayors. I bet you they ain't investigating Jimmy Smith, but they damn sure not only investigated Person Bland, they interviewed his ass. And folks, we just cannot go with Person. Person, get your ass out of Meridian. Stay there long enough to pay me for this damn. I sued Person ass. Folks, I can tell you that I had a total of 16 counts. I filed a lawsuit in federal court on the 1st of August. I filed it. And the 16 counts total up, they have what you call tort claims and monies that you put onto it. When we added up the money, when we added up the money, the total amount of damages that I'm asking for is $24,750,000 and punitive damages. Now I asked for punitive damages, nominal damages, and compensatory damages, and I put that in the lawsuit. But of course, the punitive damages is inclusive of all of those, and in the amount of $20 million plus attorney fees and court costs. And while I'm the one that drew it up and did most of the research, all the research I did, and I the one put it together. I did have consult. I have an attorney up here that eventually is going to come in and take over the case for me at the right amount of time. Because folks, you know how the system is, and I'm just going to tell you, them folks got a problem with paying a black man like me that kind of money. But if I was to give a white man, look how they gave a white lady $4 million for what happened to her in Walmart. She was falsely accused of of stealing. Look at Abba, and I don't know his real name, but I bet you Lolo know. Look how he was charged the same thing, and he didn't get $50,000. See how the difference is? You got a color problem, you got a black male problem. It's hard, man, and it's sad that we have to go through that. And like I'm gonna talk about a little bit some more things. I'm kind of like look at my notes here. I have a lot of things, and so I kind of like wanted to have a press conference, and eventually I have one on my lawsuit. But WTOK has not. I got in touch with them when I was coming from federal court a couple of days ago, and I have not heard from WTOK. And I know Nicola Brooks told me that he sent it to Nicola Brooks is no longer, and Tom Williams no longer with WTOK. And so now they just, I don't know, but you know what? I don't care. It is what it is. Y'all keep putting it up there. The more y'all put it up there, WTOK, the more you'll enrich me and solidify my case, because what you're putting up there is a lie. You were so quick to put it up there to vilify me and Low, but you didn't hear the rest of the story. You don't even want to hear the rest of the story. But guess what? Perhaps maybe when I settle my lawsuit, and I asked for a jury trial because I'll never let a judge sit over anything of mine. And so I filed a lawsuit in circuit court, and Judge Bailey is my attorney. I hope he recuse himself. If he don't recuse himself, I'm gonna ask that he do. And Charles Wright, since you represented me before, I don't want you representing me either. Val Young, you have recused yourself, and so has Lisa Howe. I expect y'all to continue to do that. I do not want any judge, past or present, to represent me. I would like for all of you to recuse yourself because I don't trust you. Not even Judge Larry Roberts, who was with the Supreme Court, but used to be a judge in Lauderdale County. I think he lives in Lauderdale County. Now, it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to be asking that all those judges recuse themselves because I don't think you'll be fair to me. I think that you don't like me because when you look at me, you don't like what you see. I already know I'm not a bad looking person. I know the problem with me is that my skin color is wrong. My mouth, what come out of my mouth is wrong. Arrogancy. I'm not afraid. Well, you shouldn't have never. You should. I learned it from you. Everything I learned in high school. I went to UAB. Oh yes, that's a good college. I went to Mississippi State. Oh yes, that's a good state. What? Accepted at Liberty University to get my PhD, so you can see what kind of brain I have. And boy, now I'm gonna tell you too, but I got to deviate a little bit, y'all. I ended up going to jail from 1982 to 1984. One of the best things happened to me because that's why I started studying and learning the law. And I was already pretty smart. Well, I realized that when I read the law, it was easy for me to understand it, just like it's easy for you all to figure out what's 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals, or what 2 plus 3 is equal to. It's easy for me. It's easy for me. I don't. If it was in German, it wouldn't matter to me. If they put Latin phrases there and they don't translate it, I get to translate it, and it's good. I found that I was good at that, and so I started doing it, and I've gotten better and better. And I'm pretty good at writing petitions, drawing up complaints, and things like that, and interpreting and understanding the law. And I can tell y'all folks that I was helping people get an expungement, but it got to the point where Judge Wright would ask them, "Who did it for you?" And so if anything I had anything to do with, then they was, you need to go get a lawyer, which is outside of the law. That's right. He shouldn't have done that. When he said over the petition that my lawyer at that particular time, Joseph Denson filed a petition, and Judge Wright sat over it. But when the hearing was over, he asked me, did I have a problem with him sitting over it? He should have asked me before if you had applied the law. But I could tell then, oh, I seen Cassie, and I'm telling you what, I said Cassie it ended up being a good prosecutor. Well, I can say this is that she ordered the investigation for my daughter's death. That dude, what is Shakante Davis? I believe he killed my daughter. I believe he choked her. My daughter was pregnant. I believe he killed her. But folks, I'm kind of like deviating a little bit. I'm finna read the comments, and then we're gonna get up out of here. Maybe. All right, I see what KQ said. Hey, baby. Hey, Q. Okay. Okay, and Q is here saying, as you should, because not only did she say those things about you, she's always said things about me, and we ain't going. And she's right. And they did. Everything she alleged in the petition, saying she had custody, baby, and all that stuff was a lie, But anyway, somebody said, come back, Queen. Q, I guess this for you. You sure do looking up here. I don't know what's up with Q, y'all. It's just that we had a baby here now, and and she never done that before, so she's learning. She's a very good mother. I want to say this to Patrick Kennedy. Thank you for the thumbs up, and I appreciate y'all. Tell somebody to make sure you watch our podcast. And one of the things that the Meridian Police Department like to do is that when a black person has a gun, they run checks on them, and they shouldn't. That's illegal. Another thing they do is they have a propensity to take that gun from black people, and it takes almost an act of God to get the gun back because they use those guns for themselves, make it a part of their personal arsenal. And another thing too, it acts as a deterrence of black folks carrying a gun. So what the law is saying again in the state of Mississippi, that it's the stand your ground law is not applicable to black people, but it's applicable to white folks, meaning it does not apply to us. That my son can't stand his ground. He doesn't have a felony conviction, but he do have what Dustin did, lower the bond of $50,000. Dustin, you should have dropped the charge because Ducey called my son from the police station in front of Robinson, allegedly saying this about that. Yes, I know what it said too, but I'm not gonna say what was said. So we had to waive a preliminary hearing, and I'm gonna say this to you out there, folks, because I want you to know: had my son not, if folks, look, what reason would you give up your rights? What reason would you cooperate with your enemy? If you're in the electric chair and you're about to be killed, and the enemy don't need you to pull the damn switch, and you're gonna pull the switch on yourself, that's kind of like what you're doing when you confess or you give a statement. They're not your goddamn friend. And I said that old speakerphone man heard that. He was real nice, professional in the courtroom, and I didn't curse. I said, they're not your friend. And they're not. Folks, police are not your friend when they have arrested you and given you a $250,000. If you got a bond that's $250,000, nowhere does that say I am your friend. Man, y'all better start. Had my son not gave a video interview, we would have, and this is me opinion day, we would have had a preliminary hearing that's factual. And if they don't have any information or any reason to hold you, they would have released my son. But by my son giving a video interview, and yes, he know better. Two Bell said, damn it, don't he know better? Hell, everybody in the whole family know that. Yes, he know better. But sometimes when people go around figures of authority, they get nervous. And my son never been exposed to anything like that before. And he just, maybe, I don't know. But he ain't gonna have to worry about that situation no more, because he's not gonna get in that kind of situation again. I'm gonna look through my notes a minute before I get off here. Remember, folks, out with the old end for the will. It's time for a new paradigm. So remember who in Meridian, Mississippi, your gatekeepers are the city council, the mayor, and the school board, and the superintendent, and the deputy superintendent. Remember that. Amy Carter she's not a damn superintendent. Her ass is a warden. She's sending all the damn black children to MDLC by not educating them. Yeah, and we can fix the system. Tyrone Johnson finna show y'all. Y'all, folks, anything else that I hadn't talked about? I want to talk about Terry Rogers. I want to say this about Terry Rogers. Terry Rogers II got 51,000 votes statewide, first time running, nobody knew it. He went to every single county. That man there is what the future look like. And I got to say this to Terry Rogers: don't let anybody discourage you. I'm very proud of you. I think you did a very good job. And if you follow the plan, you could be the next mayor of Quitman. Y'all have a good evening. Thank y'all for listening. And I'm finna end this stream with these